My dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope all of you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. In this tough time, you are staying at home. As a student, we have to study your lesson regularly. To make your lesson easy, we are making video class regularly so that you can study your lesson properly. I hope you are enjoying our class and doing our task regularly. Now, let's move to the class. Dear students, I am Md.Aktaruzzaman Bappi, teacher of Milestone Preparatory KG School, English version, Diabari campus. Today, I am going to take your Bgst class, chapter 4, lesson 5 and 6. Here, you can see a slide, your class name and a subject name, okay? Here you can see my name, and I am a senior teacher, Milestone Preparatory KG School. You can see here the cover page of your book, right? You know the book very well. Before going to the next class, a new class, I am discussing, I will ask you some previous lesson, previous questions here. I have given fast on. What does the word demography mean? Who can say? What does demography mean? Someone can say, oh, okay, very good. You can say the answer. Demography mean measurement of population, right? Or counting population, or quantity of population. Now 2 number. Who can say? Very good. You can say the answer. Thank you very much. How many types of migration? Very good. 2 types. Internal and international. Very good. Now 3 number. What was the child mortality rate in 1990? Very good. 1044. Thank you very much. Now 4 number. What was the child mortality rate in 2015? It was very low, right? Only 38. Isn't it? You know the answer. Thank you very much. For the last question, raise your hand. Who can say how many people live per square kilometer in Bangladesh? Or in the census of 2011, how many people? Who can say? Okay, very good. 1015 people live in per square kilometer. Right, very good. Next, move for the next class, new class. Okay, I'm showing you some pictures. You have to say what will be our topic. First picture, second picture here, the lots of people gathering here, and third one here you can see is a train and lots of people there getting one train. Okay, this scenario, can you guess what will be our topic today? Very good. You know the topic. Already I have discussed about the topic. Let's go for the next slide. You can see chapter 4, lesson number 25. Now say what will be our topic name. Look, this is the chapter name, Introduction to Population of Bangladesh, and lesson number 5 and 6, right? But this is your topic. I will discuss about this topic. Causes and effects of dissimilarity in birth rate. Okay. Next, move for next slide. Learning outcome. So what will you learn today from this topic? Okay. You have to give attention. Here I have given fast find. Look, we will able to know about causes of dissimilarity in birth rate, right? And then second point here, we will able to know the impact of birth rate discrepancy. Okay, now Let's move. This one is your book. You have to read the book properly. Here you can see, look, you have to follow this line. Birth rate is high in the poor countries while it is low in the rich countries. Why does this happen? Who can say? Okay, let's see. We'll find out the answer from the topic. Okay. Causes of dissimilarity in birth rate. How many causes? I'll discuss some causes about the dissimilarity in birth rate. Okay, first one here, climate. You see here, first line, you have to read it. The people of tropical countries are more capable of breeding children than the people of cold countries. This is the difference. Tropical countries and cold countries. So tropical country means summer-based country. Our country is tropical country. You know, 9 months, almost 9 months we feel hot, and 2 or 3 months we feel cold. That's why Bangladesh tropical country. Okay. In the tropical country, birth rate is high, but in the winter or cold based country, birth rate is low. Okay. Now let's move for the next slide. Lack of education. You know, you have to read this line. Look, lack of education make the common people ignore. Mean, if people have lack of education, they can't understand the effect of high birth rate. But in the other hand, if people are educated, they can understand the problem of high birth rate. Okay, you have to read this line. Educated people are conscious of income. Okay, but here you see expenditures and future. So they have a few children. Therefore, high literacy rate result in low birth rate. Okay. Early marriage and polygamy. Early marriage means, if early marriage prevails in a society, birth rate increase due to prolonged marriage life. It means if early marriage, they can get more time to give birth, more children, right? And here is another word, important word, polygamy. Before discussing polygamy, I am going to show you a picture here. You can see is only one man and he has 2 wives, this one and this one. That's why he has many children, right? Is an example of polygamy. Here another picture you can see. Only one man here, and this man has many wives, this line. That's why the man has many children. So this is an example of polygamy. So in a short way, you can say if anyone marry more than one, it's called polygamy, right? Okay. Let's go back. Here another point, you can see low living standard. What does it mean? The poor lead a life of low standard. Poor people, right? Poor people always lead a low standard life. That's why they can't think about the health, food, education. That's why they give birth more children. Okay. That's why low standard living is the cause of high birth rate. Look, here another point you can see, infant mortality rate, right? So infant means little baby. If in early age, in a little age, if child die, it is called infant mortality. Okay, so infant mortality rate is high, then birth rate is high. Why? What is the reason behind it? Who can say? The reason is that the parents think if one die, another will remain alive. That's why they give more birth. You can read this line here. Look, parents have more children in the hope of having children alive. Okay, so you have to underline it. The last, you can see here, impact of birth rate discrepancy. What does it mean? You have to read this line. Increase and decrease of population have diverse influence in a country. If the birth rate is high in a country in proportion to land and other natural resources, the country failed to provide the people with basic needs such as. So the country is small, people is large, then the country will fail to provide food to the people. In the other hand, the country is big, but they have small amount of population, that's why they can't develop their country. Okay, so as a summary we can say large country need large population and small country need small amount of population, then they both country can develop their country. Okay, you can see here, this is because high birth rate cause thick density. This is the problem. What types of problem we will face here, you can read this one. People with basic needs such as the country fail to provide the people with basic needs such as, if the population is large in a small country, and then the people with basic needs such as food, clothes, accommodation, this type of problem people will face. Okay, if population is large number. So you have to read this one properly, and what types of problem we will face, you can, as a result, problems like food deficiency problem will face, poverty will happen, unemployment, problem in educational management, ecological imbalance, etc. come into view. So you can see this type of problem if the birth rate is high in a small country. Okay, so main point is big country need a large amount of population, small country need small amount of population, then both country can develop their country. Understood? Okay, you have to read it in your book, then you can understand properly. Okay, student, now I have given you some related questions here, and you have to say what will be the answer fast on here. Look, what are the causes of dissimilarity in birth rate? You can say, I already have discussed about it. Okay, first on climate, right? Second on lack of education, very good. And third on early marriage and polygamy, I already discussed about polygamy. Okay, and low living standard, and last one is infant mortality rate. Here you can see the answer, you have to read it. Now go for second question here. Look, the people of which climate are capable of breeding more children? Do you know the answer? Yes, very good. I already have discussed in reading. So tropical country people, right? Bangladesh is a tropical country, that's why our birth rate is so high, isn't it? So here is the answer, you can see is the answer, you have to read it. Now more related questions here. Why does high infant mortality rate lead to high rate? Infant mortality rate I already discussed. Okay, if infant die, then parents think they have to give birth more children in the hope of alive. Look, here I have given the answer, you have to read the answer. Okay, very good. Now go for fourth number question. Here you can see, write down the reason of low birth rate in the developed countries. What is the reason behind it? Can you say? In developed countries their birth rate is low. You know the answer. Very good, you can say. Because their illiteracy rate is high. They are educated. They can understand the problem of our population. That's why their birth rate is low. Isn't it? Very good. Here I have given the answer. Look, you have to read the answer, dear student. Now, move for next question. Look, you know the answer, but you have to chase. Someone can say, I know. What are the basic needs of people? What are the basic needs? How many basic needs? Can you say? Very good. First one is food. Food is very important. We can't live without food, right? We can live without education, but we can't live without food. We can live without shelter, but we can't live without food. So food is first priority. Okay, food, clothes, shelter, education, and healthcare, etc. are our basic needs, isn't it? Look here, question number 6. What is discrepancy? I already have discussed about discrepancy. If the country is big, then it's large amount of population. In country is small, they need small amount of population. If large country has small amount of population, then the country can't develop because they can't utilize their large land properly. On the other hand, in a small country, they have large population, then they can't provide basic needs, right? Here is the answer. You can see the answer. You have to read the answer properly, isn't it? Okay, students. Now, time for what? Who can say? Feedback session. Very good. Here's the feedback session. You can see I have given here 5 questions, right? You have to give the answer. Already I have discussed about it. You know the answer, but I'm asking you 5 questions here. First one, what does polygamy mean? Polygamy, I have shown you some pictures already. Okay. What is growth rate of population in coal countries? High or low? Is it high or low? In coal country mean rich country. I already told you, in rich country their illiteracy rate is high. That's why their growth rate is low, isn't it? Okay, now 3 number. What is the result of early marriage? Can you say? Can you guess it? Oh, very good. You can say the answer. Result will be high birth rate. Okay. Thank you very much. Now 4 number. What does infant mortality mean? Infant mortality mean I already discussed. You know the answer. Very good. Infant mortality mean when the child die in the early age, very early age. Okay. Now last question. Do you think Bangladesh has high birth rate of population? Do you think? What is your idea? Can you guess it? I think you can say. What do you do? Yes or no? Who can say? I'm reading the question again. Do you think Bangladesh has high birth rate of population? Yes. Very good. Thank you very much. Now, here SW time. Your SW number 25. Here you have to learn all related questions. And here I have given a question you have to write in your SW copy and you have to submit it to your subject teacher, right? What happens if a country's birth rate is higher than its mortality rate? So if birth rate is high and mortality rate is low, then generally population growth increase. Okay, so you have to find out the answer from your book. You have to read book properly, then you can get the answer properly. Okay, dear friends, We are passing time. That's why we are staying at home. As a student, what is your duty? Yes, you have to read attentively at home. This is your school. Okay. As a student, you have to prepare your lesson regularly, read your lesson regularly, and prepare the homework CW properly, and you have to submit to your subject teachers. Okay. Thank you, student.